the hype, the technology hype out there around data lakes and data meshes and data fabrics. You're continuously bombarded with these terms, and then obviously the various cloud providers all pushing their various the technologies as well and services. How does Bayer handle these terms, and what do they mean for Bayer?
Right. So again, as companies grow through M&A, they inherit a wide array of on-premise engineered legacy systems. And what happens is over a period of time, as you grow through acquisition, you realize that the cost and the effort to maintain this wide array of legacy systems far outweighs any reasonable value creation and monetization. Okay. Now, and this is again, this impacts, different industries differently, but it's relatively universal. All right. So what has happened is then there's been a strategic mindset shift. And that mindset shift is, let's not create applications to manage data. That's not the primary purpose. Let's create meaningful business outcomes from data. So when you shift that mindset, you then start to think about more agile, transformative ways of hosting, integrating large enterprise data sets. And that's where I think some of the terms you talk about come in. So a data lake at the end of the day is a repository of large-scale data in its most raw format without the need to organize the data. And when I say data in a data lake, I'm talking about all types of data, structured, semi-structured, unstructured. And then also, this data can be on-premise, which has always been the case with these legacy, engineered solutions, or it can be in the cloud. And that's where this whole concept of the cloud and cloud computing comes in, because why it's a powerful concept is that it gives enterprises the flexibility to scale solutions. It gives organizations the flexibility to pay as you go without heavy fixed investments. Yeah. And so ultimately, while I don't obsess too much about terminology, these modernized stacks, built around world-class cloud solutions, they enable this journey of, going from bytes of data to cents of value, and therefore become very important concepts, very important technologies, very important architecture as you build next-gen capabilities in data analytics.
And so these technology capabilities and foundations which you put in place, and you just explained some of them, allow Bayer to explore new business models, new innovation. I think you covered some of these. You want to expand on a few kind of new ways of innovating, which you're considering or others are considering in the industry?
Yeah, at the end of the day, there is a gamut of use cases, that, one can look at that, go from modernized marketing to modernized sales to omni-channel, to new ways of operating in the e-commerce world, to leveraging data from smart devices. And we're thinking about and working on pretty much all of these ideas and concepts. And that's really, at the end of the day, again, I'm at the risk of repeating myself, it is about transforming everyday health. We take that to heart. And at the end of the day, I don't obsess about, cool toys in the shop. I obsess about, have we got the right product, the right set of innovations? Are we solving the right consumer, pain points and jobs that we must do? And therefore, are we, putting, the right solution on the right shelf at the right time? Are we driving, the right level of awareness? Are we creating the right context for people to understand we are, part of the solution? Those are the things, I obsess about on a daily basis.
Okay, that's really good context there. And as you go forward and look into the future and look at the data analytics and kind of the industry as a whole, and see, what do you think, in your view, in a lot of experience and knowledge, kind of where the industry from data analytics is today, and what it is in the future? What do you think are the sort of kind of building blocks to what it should be and what it is?
Yeah, there are certainly three, maybe more things that come to mind as I think about what we need to solve for as we build the next frontier of data and analytics. And the first thing that comes to mind is talent. Now, listen, it's no secret that there is a shortage of, talent in certain, areas within data and analytics. So whether it be, solution architecture, whether it be in advanced business intelligence, whether it be big data engineering, whether it be data science, there is a shortage of talent. And in essence, what that really means is there's an opportunity and a responsibility that, corporate and academia get together to start to address that. We can't import talent fast enough into our market. Yeah. And so we've got to invest the time, the effort, and produce more talent of the caliber and the skill sets that we need to solve the problems, we've been talking about. And our responsibility, therefore, is to structure these types of partnerships, create opportunity for talent that's coming out of academia, whether it be, summer programs in terms of internships or year-round programs in terms of part-time internships. So that's certainly, one element of talent. The other element of talent is that, we do have to think about this talent pool a little differently. And, so we have to create, the right, career ladders and so on and so forth, and create the right path, for the talent to move up and about. And so those are certainly things that, I think about a lot. I'm very positive that my peers spend a good bit of their time thinking about talent as well. So that's number one.
Okay.
Number two is this whole idea of change management that must accompany any data-led digital transformation. I can tell you, and I think I alluded to this earlier, this is the hardest part. Tech stacks, algorithms, those are imminently solvable. And there's just been tremendous progress. But 70% of the equation really is change management. Okay. And what that means is ultimately there's little value in developing data-led products and solutions that the rest of the business is not ready to adopt. So we spend a good bit of time and energy thinking about change management protocols. Now, what are these management routines that we need to engineer or re-engineer such that there's greater adoption? And frankly, if we don't see adoption of certain products and services, then there's frankly no reason to keep building them. And we certainly are very, very quick in pivoting our time and our resources and our limited dollars. So that's kind of number two. And then lastly, I think it is about the monetization of data. Okay, so at the end of the day, I spend a lot of time talking about tech. I spend a lot of time talking about algorithms, but I actually spend an equal amount of time talking about, why data and analytics matters and how it's solving harder business problems. So in essence, I think, my message here is that, a lot of us think of, analytics and insights as a cost center, okay? Because we're not producing a product, we're not marketing a product, we're not a business unit, we're not selling anything, certainly not within, our business. But we should reconsider that point of view. We should consider that we're a profit center, okay? And this is really about not just data and technology, but it is about monetization of those assets. So those are some things I think that we need to keep working on as we get to the next level, the next frontier in data and analytics.